Shall I start?
Yes, please.
Right. Good evening, everyone. I'm founder of the Hussein Scholarship Fund. I welcome each of you and thank you for joining. I retired in 2014 from the Maryland State Government, and after 50 years of working on promoting equity in Washington, D.C., Maryland, and up and down California, I started the Summer Scholarship Program for middle school minority low-income boys who make low grades. I want to help them to become achievers. This is done by providing summer enrichment opportunities to those who lack them. These boys keep learning, retain past summer lessons, and are mentally stimulated during summer break. Over the past 5 years, 155 scholarships went to boys during summer break. They were able to experience academic, artistic, environmental, STEM, photography, game modeling, and engineering experience. This evening highlights our 2020 fundraiser, an effort to send 100, catch my phone and turn it on. To send 100 boys for enrichment in the summer of 2021. Our 1-hour program this evening includes encouragement from speakers, many of whom supported the scholarship program over the years. There will be musical presentations, comments from young award recipients, and an open mic at the end for guests. Thanks to many people, I'll just name 2, and then we'll go forward. First of all, President Beverly White Seals, the CEO of the Community Foundation of Howard County, who introduced me to philanthropy and how I, little old me, could set a fund up. And with that, I was able to get started. And the second name that I must call is County Executive Dr. Calvin Ball. I went to him in 2016 when I started. He was in the district that he worked at that time, and he became an active supporter in person since 2016, and he's helped us all along the way. At this point, I will stop and introduce Ms. Toun Olumide. She's an attorney and management consultant who has provided strategic guidance and promotional assistance to the program. She served as a legislative aide to Senator Shirley Nathan Pulliam and has worked in several African countries. This evening, she is the Zoom manager, which means we'll follow her rules. And she will now review the Zoom procedures to help us all move along smoothly. Thank you to Toun. Would you take over?
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Happy birthday, Dr. Hussein. Thank you, everyone, for joining in. So we're super excited about the evening. And just because we have a lot of guests on and want to make sure that everyone is heard nice and clear, just a couple things. Please, if you could keep yourself on mute so that we're also recording this so it can come through really clashing if there are background noises from other people's Zoom. So please keep yourself on mute. And then when you are speaking, you can unmute and mute back when you're not speaking. As I mentioned, we are recording just for our ability to, capture the event. So if you wouldn't like to be on video, you can turn your video off. And if you're happy to let us see your smiling face, you can turn it back on. And also there's the chat function to the bottom of your screen, on the Zoom screen. You can send in some messages via the chat. If you need to also send a private message to anyone in the list of participants, you can do that as well. And towards the end, we'll have more time for those who may not be in the scheduled program to speak, to also share their thoughts. So hold hang tight towards the end. Some people might want to say a few words, and we'll have you get to do that a little bit towards the end. And at that point, we'll talk through just being able to use the raise your hand function, which is when you click on participants, and then you'll see the list of participants, and then one of the buttons will say raise hand. So that alerts us that you do want to speak, and then we can, note that and open the floor for you. That's going to be towards the end of the program. Okay, that should be it. Thank you so much again for joining us.
Thank you, Toun. And I'll pick up again, Carlisa Hussein, and I have the special pleasure of introducing my very dear friend, Dr. Lillian Norris Holmes. Of course, I always call her Lil, and she has agreed to take on the responsibility for being the mistress of ceremony and trying to move us efficiently through this 1 hour and a few minutes. She's been with me from the early years when I started the inception of the program, and she's helped me think about ways to make it work. In addition, she's reviewed scholarship applications at the Community Foundation. She's helped with fundraising events and the annual awards ceremony. And most importantly, she's provided encouragement and support to me as I bumped along. Lil is a K through 16 retiree. She taught at Morgan State University and later supervised homeschooling in the Prince George's County system. Her educational skills were very helpful in crafting the scholarship program. She now volunteers in many educational and political capacities. Her principal project today is serving on the county's Citizen Election Fund Commission, and she's president-elect for Common Cause Maryland. Dr. Lillian Norris Holmes, will you help us move through the remainder of the evening? And I will mute my mic at this point.
Well, don't mute before I say happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. And again, thank you everyone for joining us for this wonderful, wonderful occasion to celebrate such a wonderful person and one of my very best friends. I would like to say that when I first met Dr. Carlisa Hussein, I actually met her at church. And she was introduced to me by one of our neighbors who was a friend. And at that time, I shared with her that I was having a fundraiser for one of our spoken guests, as later on should be John Sarbanes. So she came to that. And then we went to another event with Anthony Brown. And so we kept bumping into each other. And then we realized that we had something in common. So from that point on, I guess we became inseparable. So thank you very much. And I'm so happy to be here to celebrate with you this wonderful occasion that you really birthed this for minority males. And I know that you were very specific on the fact that you wanted to help minority males in the middle school, which was a very crucial age group for African-American males. So having said that, if each of you have an opportunity to speak to that point about how you also met Dr. Carlisa Hussein, that would bring a smile to my face, and I'm sure to hers as well. Moving forward, we do have Beverly White Seals, who is the CEO, president, and Community Foundation of Howard County. And as Carlisa, I would have to say, I walked with you through the pregnancy, and Beverly gave you birth to your. So we'll hear from Beverly.
I'm here virtually, but not on faith. I'm calling in because of computer problems. And giving birth to Dr. Hussein explained some of these stretch marks on my body. I am so pleased to be here, and happy birthday, Dr. Hussein, who is also my dear, dear friend. the Community Foundation has over 30 scholarships, and each of these scholarship funders are really committing to improving the lives of kids in Howard County. But there's something very special about Dr. Hussein's scholarship. She wanted to make sure it wasn't a scholarship that was necessarily going to target the kids from very affluent parts of the community who have 4.10 grade point averages and they'd say Somalia on their summer vacation. These kids are absolutely amazing and do wonderful things, but like my children, they would have gone on to higher education or certainly to college, whether they received a scholarship or not. Dr. Hussein is targeting young men at their vulnerable age in middle school, and she's looking for young men with potential. Maybe they have a single parent family, maybe there are two parents in the family, but neither has attended college, and so they don't necessarily have all of the added resources that some of the other scholarships virtually require. But nevertheless, Dr. Hussein has granted a total of 155 scholarships over the past 5 years. And every young man who applies, who meets the basic requirements, is awarded a scholarship. These programs are enrichment programs, and to see the smiles on their faces and their families' faces during the award ceremony is really heartwarming. She has done something that was of her liking. This was all Carlisia's idea, but she has a fan in me, and she is changing the trajectory of so many young lives in Howard County. Thank you, Dr. Hussein, for all of your hard work. And I look forward to reaching the number 200 scholarships next year.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Beverly. That was outstanding. And thank you for birthing that baby for Carlisa. 155. That's outstanding. So many lives have been changed, Carlisa, as a part of you and how you have celebrated not only the boys, but the families. We're now going to hear from Dr. Calvin Ball, who is the county executive for Maryland, and he's also having a special day. Happy birthday, Dr. Calvin Ball. You and Carlisa, happy birthday to each of you. She always talks about Calvin Ball is having a birthday too.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Holmes, and good evening, everybody. My birthday's tomorrow, so we're going to focus on Dr. Hussein today. But it is nice to celebrate with my Virgo sister, and here at a time when we are at the intersection of a global pandemic, where we see inequitable differences on being targeted people of color, where we have a financial crisis, and we see once again people of color having most of the impact. And we're having one of the most important conversations about race and males of color and policing that we've had since the 1960s. And so I would say that Dr. Hussein and her scholarship is not only doing good work, but is a visionary to have thought about this and started moving it forward years ahead of schedule so that we can be here at this moment, at this place, making sure that all of our Black and brown boys know that they are loved and that there will be a brighter tomorrow, in large part because we believe in them and we will invest in them. And let me just also take a moment of privilege to note that while Dr. Hussein is doing incredible work, and there are a lot of people in the world doing incredible work, the fact that Dr. Hussein uses her birthday, a time when most people would be celebrating themselves, to be giving back to our community, speaks volumes about not only her heart, but her character. And so I'm so glad to be here. I was going to start acknowledging some of my friends on the call, but about 95% of you are my friends on the call. And so I'm not going to get into about a 25-minute recognizing some of the amazing leaders here. But I just want to say happy birthday, Dr. Hussein, my dear friend, my dear supporter, and my dear partner in serving and loving our community.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Ball, for those words of encouragement. And absolutely, she has touched a lot of lives, and she's well ahead of her schedule. And she would always say, it's not about me, it's not about me, it's about the boys. So that is wonderful. We are now going to be entertained by a musical interlude from the Austin brothers, Marcus, who's our guitarist, and his brother Joshua, who is a cellist. So take it away, Austin brothers.
All right, here we go. had
Isn't
one
she
more.
lovely? I'm sorry, Marcus, were you going to say something?
Oh, we just had one more song. We're trying to
Okay.
another Stevie. It's going to be under 3 minutes.
Okay.
All right, just one quick one. And as you guys can see, first of all, I want to say happy birthday, Dr. Hussein. We are so appreciative that we can be here to play for you today. It's for a good cause. Thank you for all the work that you've done. Yeah, we really appreciate that, and we're just happy to play for you today. And we don't want to take too much time because it's going to be we got another song to play, so we're going. Right.
I'm sure it was hard for Carlisa to not get up and dance for that song.
Oh yeah.
She loves to dance.
Yeah, I know we had like an under 7 minute limit, so. All right, so here we.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Senator Ben Cardin is unavailable to this evening, but he did send a letter, and Tom is going to read that for us at this time. Tom?
Okay, yes, so I'm just going to read the letter that Senator Cardin was gracious enough to send us. September 1st, 2020. Dear friends, I would like to extend a warm welcome to everyone participating in Carlicia Hussein's 84th birthday celebration. The funds you raise and provide for the Hussein Minority Scholarships help to encourage and develop the middle school boys who are beneficiaries of these scholarships, as well as the families who benefit from the support of their children. Dr. Hussein has been a great leader and mentor for our youth, and her dedication to helping students is admirable. It is imperative for us to invest in students who need our help, and the Hussein Minority Fund is a catalyst that helps bright young men reach their full potential. No child should have to limit his aspirations because of financial hardship. The Hussein Minority Fund helps students explore opportunities that otherwise may have not been available to them. Since its founding in 2015, the Hussein Minority Fund has awarded 155 scholarships. These scholarships have opened doors for students to build leadership skills, expand their talents, and find their calling. The experiences students receive during their foundational years will help enrich their professional skill sets and pay dividends for years to come. Thank you for your contributions and your commitment to helping students, and best wishes to Dr. Hussein for a most happy birthday. Sincerely, Benjamin L. Cardin, United States Senator.
Thank you. Wonderful. Wonderful. So well deserved. I'm not seeing I'm not seeing Congressman Sarbanes. Do we have?
I'm here.
Sarbanes?
I'm here. Do you see me? Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, my congressman. Thank you for joining us. You're up.
Okay. Thanks very much, Lillian. I'm not surprised that you are emceeing this event because you MC most events that I come across over the course of my day. So thank you for doing that. To Carlicia, Dr. Hussein, thank you so much. Calvin Ball said this. It's an amazing thing that you use the occasion of your birthday each year to assemble people and to raise up the opportunity for these scholarships and to garner continued backing. The fact that there's been over 150 of these scholarships now is a real tribute to your leadership and your dedication to reaching out and supporting the community broadly. By the way, I've pulled off the side of the New Jersey Turnpike. So I'm not going to talk too long because I don't want a policeman to come along here and move me along. But I did want to stop and say hello. Of course, right now we know that there's huge challenges. Calvin Ball spoke to this that are coming at all of us, but the disproportionate impact that we're seeing on communities of color across the country is undeniable. And in many respects, it is the lack of opportunity, which then translates into a lack of empowerment that then results in these impacts, whether it's health or economics or racial justice and so forth. So the opportunities that Carlicia, you are trying to create through these scholarships and have created are making a huge difference in terms of advancing the trajectory, as I think somebody said earlier, of so many lives, and we appreciate that. I do want to mention, I know Anthony Brown, I believe, will be joining the call as well, that our colleague in Congress, Frederica Wilson of Florida, recently introduced and we passed in the House of Representatives, her bill, which will create a commission on the social status of Black men and boys. This is something that Representative Wilson has been working on for a number of years. She saw that in this moment, this was a very, very important commitment for our caucus and Democrats in the House to make, and we certainly took her up on that challenge, and we passed it in the House, and will continue to press to examine all of the challenges that are being brought to bear on communities of color. So thank you, Carlicia, for your commitment to this, a lifetime of commitment. Your work in terms of health disparities is widely known and respected. We've had the opportunity in years past, obviously, to be together on your birthday and to raise dollars and awareness around this very, very important set of scholarships. Can't do it in person this year, obviously, but thank you for pulling the Zoom call together, and congratulations on making such a tremendous difference. And with that, I will turn it back to you, Lillian.
Thank you. And you drive carefully. We need you back in Maryland
Thank you. Take care.
in one piece.
Yes.
Thank you. Oh, thank you so very, very much, Congressman Sarbanes, our friend. I guess, as I said earlier, Carlisa, that's when you and I first connected beyond the church, was with the fundraiser that we had here for Congressman Sarbanes. We also met again at Anthony Brown's event. So we are now going to hear from him. There you go. Hello, how are you?
Hi, Dr. Holmes. Thank you for allowing me to participate in this evening's event. I'm glad to see that John Sarbanes had enough sense to pull off on the New Jersey Turnpike, and but he's doing a super job on Capitol Hill representing us in Maryland, particularly when it comes to things like voting rights and campaign finance reform. I'm so pleased that he acknowledged the good work of Frederica Wilson, our colleague from Florida, who for decades, both now and even before she was in the General Assembly, like Carlicia, very much focused on the well-being, the welfare, the uplifting of Black boys, African-American boys, and young men so that they can fulfill all of their potential. So thanks, John, for mentioning that. Look, I'm excited to be on this evening's Zoom event, this wonderful event. And want to thank Carlicia. Thank you very much, Dr. Hussein, for everything that you've done. You have dedicated your career to improving the quality of life for more and more Marylanders. It was an honor for me to be able to work side by side with you when you were the director of the governor's office on health disparities, and just the wonderful work that you did. That work continues to this day. And I'm so pleased that you continue to focus on opportunity gaps, how we close them to address the disparities that exist. And that's whether, you're focusing on racial disparities in health outcomes, the disparities in our classrooms and educational system, and disparities in just far too many opportunity areas that continue to exist, not just here in Maryland, but throughout our country. So I want to thank you, Carlicia. Thank you very much for everything that you do. And this scholarship is just a phenomenal program. As has been mentioned by Calvin Ball, and I want to thank him for his leadership in Howard County. John mentioned it. It's hard to be on any call today where you're not sort of talking somewhat, if not entirely, about the impact of this pandemic. Because it certainly has renewed our focus on the need to close those gaps. The recent events, whether it's the events triggered by the murder of George Floyd in Minneapolis, or by this novel coronavirus, they've really highlighted and even aggravated the disparities that exist in our economy, our classrooms, our communities. So as we've worked to contain the virus and address the needs of the most vulnerable in our communities, we also have to acknowledge that these disparities are systemic. and they require targeted action. And Dr. Hussein, you have recognized this, and you created this scholarship which funds Black, Latino, and Native American boys in middle school. Middle school can be a difficult time in young people's lives.
Right.
New responsibilities and relationships and expectations that can lead to stress for our students and for families as they navigate this time of their lives. And it's during those years, those middle school years, that students begin the process of becoming young adults. Many of the challenges that we all face and that have been magnified during this pandemic, like distance learning, right? The lack of community gathering spaces, the difficulty in connecting youth to programs, many of which have been canceled. Some are online, but not necessarily reachable. You have stepped in the right direction, and you continue to do so, Carlicia, on behalf of our young people. So thanks for allowing me to be part of this evening's event. Thank you for this wonderful scholarship, the number of students that you've been able to ensure that these young men, these boys, young men who often have been overlooked, they can access leadership and enrichment activities. And these activities help them develop and grow personally, emotionally, intellectually, and socially. So again, thank you very much for all that you do. There's a lot more work that needs to be done. And for those who are on the call and are supporting this scholarship, thank you very much to you and to our students who are also on the call. Congratulations, and thank you for investing in yourselves by participating in the programs that are supported by this scholarship. Thank you. Yay.
Thank you. Thank you. And I'd like to have the first copy of that book that you're publishing on Black and Brown boys. Thank you. Very well spoken. Next, we have Senator Clarence Lamb. Legislative District 12.
Hi.
There you are. There you are. Thank you for being with us this evening.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Holmes. It's a pleasure to be here, and always to be here to help support Dr. Hussein in this wonderful program that she started and has blossomed so very quickly. And so, you know, I know in past years we've gathered in person, oftentimes in downtown Columbia. Certainly the circumstances are very different today, but, you know, I think we all come together for a common cause and being able to celebrate not only a wonderful human being and her birthday, but also a wonderful program that she's been championing for many, many years as well. As so many of the other speakers mentioned earlier, we really stand at a crossroads in history. When you look at the challenges with racial inequality and tension that's continuing on, with inequalities in education and wealth and access, and now with the global pandemic going on, the public health crisis that we're seeing day after day in this country, these are all issues that are near and dear to Dr. Hussein. And that's why it's so incredibly important for us to come together on a day like today to not only remember, but celebrate, and also to help sponsor and grow the next generation of leaders. That these are the folks that, going through her program, that are going to be helped supported through the scholarships that all of you have been so generous in donating to, will go on to be the next generation of leaders in this country, particularly those that are underprivileged and underserved right now, to have this benefit to be able to take opportunities on that they wouldn't otherwise have, really speaks to the volumes of her heart and all of yours as well, because we do need good leaders, as we can tell, to step up into these leadership roles in the future. And so, you know, I really want to thank her for her commitment and follow through on this. She is someone who I've always known to have a big heart, and you know, someone who always follows through on their commitment. And you can tell from all of this that she has touched so many lives, and so many lives have been changed, that young men with potential now will have greater opportunities that they really otherwise would not. And so, 155 scholarships over the last 5 years is truly remarkable. It's really, really remarkable to see all this in the hands and the hearts that she's touched through so much of her work, not only through these scholarships, but also through legislation that I know she's been hard at work in Senator Nathan Pulliam's office in the past, but also as the director of the Office of Minority Health. Really speaks to the volumes of what her level of commitment and heart is in. And so I just want to say thank you again. Thank you to all of the sponsors, all of you that are on this call. Thank you to Dr. Hussein for your hard work, for making this happen year after year, for all the lives that you continue to touch. And of course, happy birthday.
Thank you, Senator Lamb. Thank you very much. Well spoken. Carlisa, I know your heart is just full with all the accolades. It's all worth every effort, every moment, every sleepless night that you've had. We love you. We love you. Shirley Nathan Pullman, one of my dear friends as well, retired Maryland Senator, Legislative District 44, Baltimore City and Baltimore County. Take it away, Shirley. Well, Shirley's unmuting herself. She's unmute. We have to unmute herself. There you go. Now, take it away.
Hey, everybody. Okay. Happy, Lily, thank you for the great job that you're doing. And Toun, I'm so proud of you as well. Happy 84th birthday, Carlisa. I'll have it this way so I can actually see your face. Carlisa had been my sister and my friend. And we met right after my bill created the Office of Minority Health. So when I listened to Senator Sarbanes and to, Congressman Sarbanes and Congressman Brown and Senator Lamb, all of them spoke about some of the things I was going to say about disparity. So I won't go there, but I want to say that I'm so proud of your passion. Just the passion that you share with me on the phone and with your friends, the passion that you feel every day to make a difference in the lives of these young men. And I know that they will all grow up, they won't forget this. They'll be a part, it will be ingrained in their memory. And so on this, the 5th year of the Hussein Scholarship for little Black and brown middle school boys living in Howard County. And I know you want to spread it out in other counties, but with COVID and all the things that came in, it's not possible at this time. But I know you're still thinking about it. They are so very lucky. They don't know how lucky they are to have you in their corner. Most importantly, helping those with low grades. I was a dyslexic child that struggled. And so when you talk about low grades and the kids who have to fight from there on up, and that you're going to look out for those kids, it says much as to who you are and what you're about. Again, congratulations to you. And those scholarships will change lives.
Yes, they will.
Please continue to contribute what we all can to help her change more lives. And may God continue to bless you. And I just wanted to say to County Executive Calvin Ball Hurley, happy birthday as well. And so there's so much I could talk about, Carlisa, but I know we don't have all night. So darling, love you. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you for speaking to that passion, because it was and is definitely a passion. And she was very, very adamant about the group of students that she wanted to reach, very much so. And she wasn't backing back off of that either. So we are so happy for the lives that you're touching and so many leaders that you are developing. And they will look back and say, and Dr. Khalisa Hussein, and thanking you from all the different aspects of their careers that you helped to pour into. We are going to hear from James Lamont, who is Executive Director of Community, Parent, and School Outreach for Howard County. Take it away, sir.
Yes. Good evening, everyone. Again, my name is James Lamont with Howard County Public Schools. And, it's an honor to be here. And on behalf of Howard County Public Schools and our superintendent, Dr. Michael J. Monterano, I'm absolutely honored to have been asked to speak for this wonderful occasion. Dr. Khalisa Hussein's birthday and a virtual celebration and minority scholarship fundraiser. I'd like to first thank Dr. Hussein, who is the founder of the scholarship, for all her tireless efforts in advocating for our students and families. And before I go on, I want to say about 3 years ago, I had a chance to meet with Dr. Khalisa Hussein in my office, at Central Office. we had probably an hour-long conversation. And when she left, I was like, wow, I was amazed by her energy and her passion to make sure that we continue to expand and for more families to be aware of this opportunity. So I want to thank her for that. So 3 years ago, but it seemed like it was yesterday. I also like to thank the Community Foundation Howard County for their support and the many others that make this scholarship possible by donating your time and your money to support this wonderful scholarship opportunity for many kids who otherwise may not have that opportunity. Students, I see a couple of them on here. I'd like to applaud you and your parents for taking advantage of the opportunities to enrich and accelerate your education and other positive experiences throughout the summer. Again, it's one thing to have the opportunity put there, but if you don't take advantage of it, that's a whole nother challenge, but you all did that. So we want to applaud you for that. We are certainly in unprecedented times in our country, the state of Maryland and Howard County, whether it's the pandemic that has forced us to do things differently across the nation, or the nationwide social movement regarding the systematic injustice and racism facing our young men and people of color. We have to continue to work together and support all of our students, particularly our students of color and our young men as well. So thank you for your partnership. Howard County Public Schools is proud to have partnered with Dr. Hussein and the Community Foundation as this partnership supports Howard County's overall vision and commitment of learning and leading with equity. We look forward to continue our partnership with you for many years, and anything we can do to make this grow even more, we will continue to do that. I see Mr. Montalvo's on here. I don't know if Ms. Whitby's on here, but I want to thank them. They're Howard County employees that have been a big part of supporting the program and connecting with families. But again, Dr. Hussein, thank you for being awesome. And like I said, for your passion to do right by our students. We really appreciate that.
Thank you. Such lovely, lovely remarks. We were so excited, sir, because at one time, with everything being the way it is because of the COVID-19, we were afraid that we were not going to have this opportunity for Corlisa's boys. And so I just want to thank the Howard County school system for continuing to provide opportunities for children during this time, and especially for her scholarship, which is not directly connected with, but you all reached out, and thank you very much. We appreciate that. It is totally a partnership.
Absolutely. If I can just say one last thing. Hey, I always say Howard County Public Schools, we have a huge responsibility, but we cannot do it by ourselves. We need awesome people like Dr. Hussein and others to fill in those gaps. So, and she's done a tremendous job. So thank you.
Yes, yes, thank you. Thank you for the partnership. Now we are down to a musical interlude with Miss Paula Huggins. And Miss Paula is a phenomenal gospel singer, and we had an opportunity to look at some of her videos on YouTube last night. So I'm certainly excited about her presentation today. Hello, Paula.
Hello, Doctor, and hello, everyone, and happy birthday, Dr. Hussein. May you have many, many more. And so this is a wonderful cause. My friend Rusty and and Patrick, we're all just gonna hopefully bless you with a little something. We think this cause is wonderful. As a middle school math teacher, yes. we definitely have to support our young people and be that bridge over troubled waters. When you're weary, feeling small, when tears are in your eyes, I will dry them all. I'm on your side. When times get rough and friends just can't be found, like a bridge over troubled waters, I will lay me down like a bridge over troubled waters. I will lay me down there. When you're down and out, when you're on the street, when everything falls so hard, I will comfort you. I'll take your part. When darkness comes and pain is all around, like a bridge over troubled waters, I will lay me down like a bridge over troubled waters. I will lay me down. So sail on, silver girl. Sail on back. Your time has come to shine. All your dreams are on their way. See how they shine. And if you need a friend, I'm sailing right behind, like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down like a bridge over troubled waters. I will lay me down like a bridge over the very troubled water. Just know I'll be there. I'll be there to lay me down like a bridge over troubled water. Just know I will lay you down. Yeah, I will be right there when you need a friend. Hey, I'll be right there. I'll be the bridge over troubled water. I'll be the friend in the time of sorrow. I'll be the scholarship when you need money. I'll be there to give you love. I'll be that preacher. I'll be that preacher. I'll be the bridge over troubled water to every son and to every daughter. I'll be that bridge, yeah. Like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay myself down like a bridge
Wonderful. Oh, Paula, wonderful. While you were singing, I was thinking about, my goodness, if I were a middle school student in your class and you started belting out like that, wonderful. Carlisa, I think we have our next fundraiser going on right here with all the musicians that you have brought together. We definitely got a fundraiser going on once, and next time it won't be virtual. Once everything opens up, we definitely have to have these musicians as a fundraiser for you.
We are ahead of the line.
Thank you, Paula. We have Dr. Georges Benjamin, Executive Director from American Public Health Association, is going to bring us greetings to you.
Well, good evening, everyone. How are you doing? Let me first just say happy birthday to my good friend and colleague, Dr. Hussein. Let me just say that there are people out there that talk about the problems, and there are people out there that talk about the work. But Dr. Hussein has been about doing the work as long as I've known her, and I've known her since late in 1980s. I had the honor to work with her in 1990, and when I was the Commissioner of Health for the District of Columbia, and I remember many late nights at the end of the day when you're sitting there with a few of your staff and you're commiserating about the challenges of the day. And we know that Dr. Hussein would always come up with really creative solutions for very tough problems. And then later I had the honor of working with her at the Department of Health and Mental Hygiene, where she just solved so many problems for the department. And of course, after I left, she continued that work at the Office of Minority Health. And she has the results to show for it. And now in this volunteer effort that she's been doing, really going way upstream to make sure that the youth of today are able to really achieve the hope and dreams of not just their families, but themselves. So Dr. Hussein, I just want to thank you very, very much. You know, I like every year I try to donate to this, but of course it didn't today, and I just want to just challenge each and every one of you to go online and add some more money to the pile today. I did. And I'm going to challenge each and every one of you to give what you can in addition. These young men are the kinds of folks that folks say, you know, we can't find none. Mm-hmm. And Dr. Hussein says, nope, here they are. And we're giving them the skills and capacity through this scholarship to be successful. So Carlissa, I love you. My wife is, you know, Yvette sends her love as well, as do my kids. So we want to thank you very much for everything you're doing. And I look forward to participating next year at your fundraiser again. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Benjamin, for such kind words. And thank you for sharing that history with us that you and Dr. Carlisa Hussein had. Thank you very much. Rich, I've been seeing you. How are you? Thank you so much for joining us. We're now going to hear from Rich Gibson, our state's attorney from Howard County. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Holmes. Appreciate that. And Dr. Hussein, thank you for all that you do. It's my honor to be here this evening and share a few words. To the students, I want to start with them. So we talked about Dr. Hussein a lot. I want to talk about the students a bit. First off, you have an opportunity before you. Seize it, grab it, don't let go of it, make the most of it. You know, one of my favorite political figures and historical entities is Nelson Mandela. And he once said, there is no passion to be found in playing small and settling for a life less than a one you're capable of living. I hope that you guys take that and embrace that philosophy. You have potential. Dr. Hussein sees it. We see it. We need you to be the leaders of the future. And we need you to grab hold of that and make the most of it. make good choices, and accomplish the things that are before you. I'm looking forward to seeing all that you're able to do to make the world a better place. To the parents, adults, and supporters in the, attending this virtual meeting due to COVID versus gathering in person, which is always challenging, and yet we still thrive and strive and adapt. I guess my comments come from a different source. As opposed to Nelson Mandela, my comments tonight come from, for the adults and adults in the audience, come from Orson Welles. Orson Welles was an actor, filmmaker, producer. In the 1950s, he said, to breathe free air is to be in debt. A rich man owes to the poor all that he can do for him. A wise person owes to the ignorant all that he can do for him. A healthy person owes to the sick all that he can do for him. We have an obligation to do all that we can to help those who have less, to make the world a better place, to leave a mark that's positive for our future. Dr. Hussein has lived that and breathed that and done that time and time again, and we are grateful as a community for that. It's an inspiration to us all. And I hope that all the adults present do what they can, give of themselves, give of their pockets, give of their time, energy, treasure, to making this place, Howard County, and our world a better space. And I'm looking forward to seeing all that we can do to make opportunities for those that are less fortunate than us in the community around us. And with that, I'll say good night. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate the time.
Thank you, Attorney Gibson, and thank you for being a role model for Black and brown boys.
Thank you.
We really appreciate that and the role that you play in Howard County. Dr. Hill, there you are in your scrubs and everything. How are you?
Tired.
I know, but you're always here for us.
You know what? How can I not be here for Dr. Hussein when she's always here for everybody else, right?
That's right. She's always here. So take it away.
Sure. So I'm not sure when I first met Dr. Hussein, but I suspect it was sometime when she was riding shotgun with Senator Nathan Pulliam down in Annapolis, doing great work, chairing or working on the health care agenda with the Legislative Black Caucus.
Mm-hmm.
Frickin' frack. Lucy and Ethel. Laverne and Shirley. Just partners in doing good with boundless energy. And I don't know if, I know that she always looked familiar, but I think it took a while for me to realize it's because we were walking in the same circles back here in Howard County. Mm-hmm. So eventually I put the pieces together, and shortly thereafter she started this scholarship, and I couldn't help but try and find ways to be supportive. Too many people talk about the problems that they see and wonder when somebody's going to do something about it. And as everyone here can attest, Dr. Hussein is somebody who always says, well, I guess I better figure out how to do something about it. And who doesn't get frustrated, as many of us do, by the enormity of the problem and the reality that often what little bit we do is only going to make incremental change. And sometimes it's not even change that you can see for years to come, maybe even a generation. She does whatever she can, understanding that all of us are cogs in one big wheel that I call God's wheel. Amen. And that what we're asked to do is not fix it, but to do our part so that it can be fixed.
That's right.
And as has, the other speakers all attested, we are living in difficult times. And with our young people being home quarantined, watching the foolishness of the adults in every way. Many of our kids, you know, have strong family support, and many of our kids do not.
Absolutely.
And because they're not in school right now, we are losing an opportunity to give them some of the support that we otherwise can.
Right.
And I am so pleased that she and the Community Foundation are not letting this pandemic slow them down.
Absolutely.
And they're going to make sure that our young people who have so much potential, who often don't even understand the seed that has been placed inside of them. And I'm just going to sort of finish with this one quote. I mean, we've always heard it said that, you know, any idiot can count the number of seeds in an apple.
Yeah.
But only God knows the number of apples in a seed.
Seed. Yeah.
Right?
Yes. Yes.
And so when she takes the time to make it possible for all of us to invest in these young boys and young men, it is because she is fertilizing that ground so that they may fully sprout. And we can all look at wonder at the bounty that they produce. And to you young guys, Brandon, and I'm trying to see all the names here.
Brandon and Brandon.
And Brandon and Brandon, that makes it easy. I'm so glad that you're here this evening. And I'm so glad that I spoke before you and don't have to follow you. And I wish you all the success in the world. And whenever you doubt yourself, just look in the eyes of your family and the people around you, like Dr. Hussein and your teachers, because we see in you our future and our hope. And so always know that that's there. And to Dr. Hussein, happy birthday. And thank you for everything that you continue to do. Thank you, Dr. Holmes.
Thank you, Dr. Hill. I love the scrubs, always on duty, right? And I would like to say that I am so grateful that Dr. Hussein and Senator Shirley pull me into their circle. I'm so happy. And I'm learning so much from the wisdom that they are imparting in me as well. So it makes a big difference. We are now going to hear from two of our scholarship awardees. And they've been listening to all of the remarks that have been made and all the encouraging words that have gone to Dr. Hussein. And we are so happy. So Brandon Chavez from Bonnie Branch Middle School, we will hear from you. And then after you, we will hear from Brandon Topidala from Oakland Mills Middle School. Welcome, young men, and congratulations. Brandon Chavez.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So do I read? Good afternoon. My name is Brandon Chavez, and I go to Bonnie Branch Middle School. This year, I will be in 7th grade. I won the scholarship for a summer program. In the summer program, I learned many new things. For example, in math, I learned to understand fractions and decimals better. In science, I learned that only a small part of the ocean has been discovered. All of this will be useful for the school year, and I will not have to study as hard because I will be ahead of the game. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you, Brandon. Thank you. And Brandon, I want to say to each of you that this does not, the summer scholarship is not the end. You will always have the support of Dr. Hussein and all of the people that you have heard tonight, because we are all investing in your future and the future of your families. So please don't think that it's just the summer program. And I do want you to stay in tune so you can get you got the 7th grade. No, you got the 6th. So you got 3 more, 7th grade and 8th grade. Don't not enroll again next year, okay? Because if you get 3 good solid years, you will have a wonderful start, okay? Okay, Brent.
Okay.
Brandon, you're up.
Good evening. My name is Brandon Tepatikla. I go to Oakland Mills Middle School and I'm going to the 7th grade. The scholarship I won will help me improve in school and help me understand better the subjects. Throughout the course, some of my favorite subjects were geography because we learned Greek mythology and also read a story called The Golden Apple and the Trojan War. The second class that I enjoyed was English because that I learned how to write a story and I wrote my own. My story was about World War II because I found that topic interesting. The third class that I liked was science. I liked this class because we discussed about survival of the fittest, which means the animal that is more adapted to the environment. For example, a white bunny will survive more in the snow than a brown bunny because the white bunny blends in the snow, so the prey would be less likely to die. I was delighted to be in this program and I hope I can be in it next summer. I know this will help me in 7th grade because I have learned many things and I will be better prepared. Overall, I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you. And yes, you will be in this program next year and the year after that. And I want to say to you and Brandon, now it is also your turn to tell others about the program. You know, you pay it forward, pass it on, so that we will have more children and students like yourselves who are experiencing the wonderful, wonderful things that Dr. Khalisa Hussein is doing for students, okay? Thank you, thank you. We are going to hear from Craig Alston, a saxophonist, and he is a multi-instrumentalist from Baltimore, who is best known as his saxophones for Fertile Ground. And he also led the UB Blake Legacy Band for over 7 years. Okay, Mr. Alston. I know he's here because I've seen him in the background. Mr. Alston.
He said he got kicked off, so he'll join back again. So
okay,
we can have our comments, and then when he's back in, I'll
okay, we're gonna hear from Dr. Hussein, and then we'll come back to the musicians. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Carlisa, I know your heart is so full. She's on mute. There she is.
Yes, I was trying to do too many things at once. I'm just about in tears. I am so happy. It just touches my heart when I hear the students and my friends and the donors and the school people and the elected officials all understand what we need to do. Our children are in danger. They need help and they have so much to offer. So let me kind of calm myself and go back to my notes, but I just had to say that. We have to help them out. At this point, I will just want to say thank you to the musicians who played. Thank you to all of the speakers, the scholarship recipients, Ms. Dee Athy. I know she's not spoken, but she's written, and I see her there. She's watching, working very closely with CEO Beverly White Seals, Elisa Montalvo, and Nicole Brown, the Howard County Public School specialists, who I could not have done that without these two ladies. They connect to the principals, they connect to the students, they connect to the parents, and they have a team of liaisons that go through the classes, finding kids that they feel are eligible and interested, and help them get those applications in. I also want to thank a few other people that helped me over the years to launch. Dr. Julia Chen Sankey, former colleague, Ms. Monica McCann, another former colleague from the State Health Department. I saw all the people from state government. Ms. May Beal, a local person that's worked closely with myself and with Ms. Lil. Ms. Kim Heiner, a former employee at the State Health Department, who's there working very hard on the COVID. Ms. Felicia Palin, a former State Health Department person. I guess I shouldn't admit I stole all these people, but anyway, they're helping. And she was with the Howard County Health Department. Ms. Vanessa Jordan, who's still with the state. I have to call Senator Shirley Nathan Pulley's name again, because we were tied at the hip, and we have been plugging along, and we talk every night. A friend, Mr. Jack French, over the years, who's helped me with a lot of logistics. My grandson, Raymond Lord Sidnor II, who I think is on the line watching. He is in California. He was here for the ceremony before. And my dear friend and sister, Pat Lewis, from the middle school, from high school, from junior high school, from nursing school. And we have been together all these years. She's been always assisted, provided advice, and been on the line. So that has been very helpful. And with that, I will turn it back to you, and hopefully our next person is available.
Yes, he is. Mr. Austin is here. Thank you so much, Mr. Austin. We are looking forward to your musical selections.
Excuse me, can I just say congratulations to Carlisa, because I wasn't on the program.
Thank you.
We have an open mic after this musician.
Okay, Carlisa.
If that's okay. And you know, I'm so happy to see your face and smile.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Thompson. Yes, we're going to have open mic, and we're going to be ready for you and your remarks.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us.
So again, good evening.
Yes.
So good evening, and thank you for having me here this evening. So I just want to play a selection for you, since it's 2020 has been a challenging year for all of us. And we've all been learning a lot about ourselves and each other. And I just think one of the things we need, as well as understanding, is love. So I want to play a selection about that for you. and this. Happy birthday.
Thank you, Mr. Alston. Happy birthday, Carlisa, Dr. Hussein.
Thank you to everyone.
For all the work that you do for the minority males in the middle school in Howard County. So much accolades, so many understandings and words of tributes have been given to you for the hard work that you do. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to host this for you. Again, thank you for taking me under your wings and Shirley. It's been a journey and I love it. Believe me, I love it. So we are now going to have open mic, and this gives others an opportunity to give congratulations, to share with Carlisa, and also for others that have spoken tonight, a second opportunity. So if you go and raise your hand, right, Toun, you want to give us those directions again?
Yeah, so just so we don't talk over each other, if you look to the bottom of your screen, there's the participants link tab, and if you click on that, it would pop up everyone who's on the call, and then you should see on the bottom of that a button that says raise your hand. So we're just going to kind of follow that list, and whoever's hand we see raised, or if you can't find it, if you raise it physically, we'll also call on you, and then you can unmute yourself.
Maybe we can start with Joyce since she spoke up.
Right. Is Joyce still there? And then after Joyce, I see Galaxy J3 Orbit. Carlisa, do you know, Toun, do you know who that might be? Because she's raising her hand after Joyce. She would be next. Do you see that? Okay, great. Okay.
Yes.
Joyce, yes, thank you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for this wonderful experience. I couldn't pass up the opportunity to always admire and speak so positively of Carlisa. We have had a very long history together. I'm sure that, we go back to our meeting in California when she was the dean, assistant dean of the School of Public Health at University of California in Berkeley. And I was just a very lost and wandering student who had a lot to say. So it was very appropriate for you to say, wait a minute, Joyce, hold on, we'll listen to you, because that's sort of been the story of my life. I kind of want to get in there and have something to say. And I must admit that this ability to do that comes from great confidence that I received from Carlisa, because it was a very early time in my life. I had finished nursing school and had gone to decide whether I was going to go to San Francisco at the School of Nursing or the School of Public Health. And after meeting Carlisa, I knew that was just the track for me. And I've been a very, very active public health individual all of my life. Carlisa and I followed each other across country. She used to live here, and I was fortunate enough to move here at a time, and we became, not only was she my mentor, but we became close friends. And to this very day, I just show up. She showed up at my wedding and we had a wonderful time, and we all traveled together. We've traveled to Alaska on a cruise. We've traveled to Panama and Costa Rica. And at this point in our lives, traveling is not as easy as it used to be, but friendship is always good and is always there. And she continues to serve as an inspiration, and she has inspired me for many years. I work with children. I'm a pediatric nurse practitioner with a background in public health, and I operate a nonprofit in the District of Columbia, working with high risk and special children. My specialty area is in the prevention of violence. So I am going through all the traumas that all of you, I'm sure, are experiencing about what's going on in our country. And it's always so difficult when you've spent so many years on the side of prevention and on the side of doing the right thing in terms of research and evaluation and practice. And seems like we've come full circle. So they still need you, Carlisa, and I haven't given up either. I had conference calls all today. I had a big speech to give by Zoom. So that's why I was a little late getting on, because it was broadcast from California and the time difference. But I wanted to say happy birthday. I'm planning our next trip as soon as we get out of this pandemic. And hopefully we will all be able to survive this. And to the young men who were the recipients, congratulations to you, and just keep going, because that's what I was informed to do. And it's just wonderful to see everybody. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for taking the opportunity to be here. And thank you for sharing your life story as well. You were bringing a lot of hope to a lot of families and a lot of children. I'm sure this is a difficult time for parents and children not being able to get out and do the kinds of things that they are accustomed to doing. So thank you for being there.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay, next. Toun, can Galaxy, I'm seeing Galaxy J3 orbit, and it's okay. Yes, yes, ma'am. Hi there, welcome.
Are you talking to me?
Yes,
okay, my name's Patricia. How are you? Good, I'm Patricia Lewis, and ironically, I met Carlisa in middle school on the first day of 7th grade, and we've been best friends since then, gone through high school, junior high, and nursing school together. And I just want to say that Carlisa is not only very hardworking and very knowledgeable, but she's also very hip, and she's very adventurous, and she's quite an inspiration and influence to everyone she meets. I just think everyone should be as lucky as me to have had a friend like this for so long. Happy birthday, Carlisa. I love you.
Happy birthday. Love you too. You've helped me through the years.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now, I have to ask Carlisa. Carlisa, what's the lady's name? Because I don't want to just call her Galaxy J3 orbit.
No, that is Patricia Lewis, my friend and sister Pat.
Thank you, Ms. Lewis. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Lewis, let's see. Now, Toun, do you see any more hands? Oh, yes. Okay, you're all right. From the schools. Yes, ma'am, you're up.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, everybody. My name is Elisa Montalvo, and I'm the Hispanic Achievement Specialist for the Howard County Public School System. I want to thank Carlisa for your generosity, for your vision, for your persistence. Throughout the years, so many Hispanic students have benefited from the scholarships, and we have gotten 100% satisfaction rate with the programs they have attended. We have yet to hear a student that has said, I did not like the program. And they all feel that it has made a difference in their lives, and they always say that they're better prepared for the next grade. So thank you so much. Happy birthday, feliz cumpleaños. And from the bottom of my heart, muchas gracias.
De nada.
Thank you so very much. I can say to you that Dr. Hussein depends on your support for getting the students to this program. She always says that. So thank you very much. You are a gem to her and to the families and the boys that benefit from the program. Anyone else? Okay, I should go to participants to see if we have any more hands that are raised. Toun, help me out on this.
Okay, I don't see anyone else's hands.
Okay.
Yes. Oh, okay, sorry. Senator Shirley.
I see Senator Shirley.
Okay.
I just wanted to say, Carlisa, as Maya Angelou said, being a woman is hard work, but not without joy and even ecstasy, but still relentless, unending work. But to become a woman demands the existence and employment of genius. Woman should be tough, tender, laugh as much as possible, and live a long life. The woman who is equipped is among the first to celebrate victory. You are celebrating your victory.
Yes. Thank you, Senator Pullman.
Wonderful.
Carlisa, do you have any other closing remarks? I know you've thanked everyone for being here to celebrate you and to share in all the victories.
I will say I'm inspired and energized because it's been getting tiring this last year with all that's going on. And I'm worried about losing my way. But now I'm inspired and I know I can go forward and we'll continue to find others because the boys must be able to rely on all of us, not just me, all of us. So with the team around me, Toun and you and Shirley and all the other names, and Nicole and Elisa and Pat and others that have not been able to get on the call, we can do this. I feel the energy. I've got what I knew. This has energized me. I didn't know that was the purpose. So I will roll forward this next year.
Well, I can say to you, and I
have another hand up, sorry.
Oh, we have another hand up.
And I'm not sure. Life is easy is what I see written on.
Hello.
Okay, life is easy. So who can have Marvin Gaye Save the Children for us? Why we're gonna go out on Marvin Gaye Save the Children. Who's gonna do that for me? I gotta hear this song. We gotta hear that song before we leave here tonight. Marvin Gaye Save the Children. Hi, Life is Easy. Thank you for joining us.
Hello. I'm Carlisa's grandson. I just wanted to stop in for a second.
Hi there.
Hello. I'm on my way to pick up my son, but I just wanted to say I'm so proud to see what the alumni from the Howard County school system are doing now and to see what you all are putting together over there. I think she told you guys earlier I'm in Los Angeles, and again, it's just amazing to see what you all are doing over there in Howard County. So I just wanted to say how proud I was and continue to support everything you all are doing.
Thank you, Raymond.
Absolutely.
Last year, this time, you were here with us in person, right?
Yes, it's a little bit different now, and hopefully we'll be together next year.
Yes, it is. Carlisa, do you want to say anything to Raymond?
Yes, I'm so proud of my grandson, and he's been doing wonderful things with my great grandson, who's becoming a star, and I will line him up for this program, even though he's just 2 years old.
Absolutely. And one of the bigger reasons I'm able to continue to do well is the people who I've been around, and I really appreciate that you all are offering such a good group of people for these young men to be able to grow up around and be able to have access to. So I think the network that you're building and the access you all are giving them is going to be great for them in their future, and just really proud to see what you guys are doing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I see lots of blue skies there in Los Angeles.
Yeah, it's a little bit earlier in the day over here.
Right, right. Thank you. Okay, Toun, are there any more hands? Oh, yeah, okay. So we heard from Life is Easy. Let's see if we have any more.
I think we've got everyone.
Okay. I
Last
think
call.
last call. Carlisa, thank you so much for having us at your party.
Yes, and I will just close out by saying thank you again. I will sleep well tonight, but my mind will be turning over how to jumpstart this and move it up to scale it up to another level. But I've got what it takes. This is inspirational for me.
Thank you. Did the Austin brothers get Save the Children for Me? Did you guys get Save the Children for Me?
Oh no, I don't have Save the Children on here, but we do have we have What's Going On, and we have I'm trying to think, Lovely Day, Bill Withers. We have Sarah Smile, Hall and Oates.
Okay. Okay. I think What's Going On by Marvin Gaye. That's the fit for what's going on.
Yeah,
that's the question.
Yeah. Yeah. Play that for us, and we're gonna lead the meeting one by one. Okay.
All right.
Marvin Gaye, what's going on? What's going on?
All right.
And que pasa in interest of multicultural.
All right. Just a second. Pulling it up now.
Yes.
Go to the number.
Very timely. What's going on?
All right. There we go.
your
night,
grandbaby.
everybody.
Carlisa, good night, everybody. Carlisa, you see your grandbaby?
No.
There he is, right there. Right. He's showing the grandbaby. See?
I don't see him.
I don't know why.
There you go.
Chrissy. Oh, hi, Desmond.
Oh my
How are you?
God. Oh,